Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody around the world. It is Connor here with Just Add Water, and we are out at one of our maintenance clients' places getting ready to do some winter maintenance. So let's take a peek at what's going on here. We're going to talk about what we're going to do. We're going to talk about how some of these issues popped up and what we're going to do to take care of them. Let's go. We got that feature up front here, this pondless here, and then this long feature up through here. This might look familiar to a couple of you guys, but today we are going to work on making sure this thing's not going to have any issues throughout the rest of this winter. So what happened to this feature, Will?
So we didn't have a lot of our debris picked up out of here, so we're going to start by getting all that out, and then we're going to make sure the system's topped off, so that way when it gets real cold again, we don't have weird ice layers. So when you don't have as much water in your basin, your pump doesn't pump as much water, right? Kind of makes sense. Even if you have enough water to pump, you're not pumping it at the same capacity that it should be. You know, full capacity is what we want, especially when we're starting to form ice. So we're gonna get this all topped off. We're gonna make sure our basins are clean so water can get down to the pumps as fast as possible. But so like what happened up here at the top of this one and the top of this long one is that we weren't pushing water fast enough, so our ice formed really low. So even if we were to come in right now and fill it up and then blast this like full power water, our ice level is so far down low, it's just gonna ride on top of the ice and go up and over our liner. So this is a perfect example of problems that you're gonna find, right? If you look at this waterfall, all of our water is going over the ice and not under it. So what happens is then this just pushes water off the sides instead of down in our stream, because this is all frozen solid. So you can see here, what's happened is this is a waterfall right here. And you can tell our ice is frozen all the way to the stone, so we're not getting anything to really go under. So water's gonna take the path of least resistance and go off to the edges. And that's what's going on here with this slush. So it's making it down, but you can tell it's not going the way it's supposed to. So when you're breaking ice in a feature, it's always best to start from the bottom and work your way up. As you can tell, we started up there and we're nice and clear. And now we're down to here, and we got all of this mess. And there's a perfect example of ice on top, or water on top of the ice. So you can see here, these bubbles, water's getting under there, pushes under up a little bit, and then bubbles up and comes back up on top. And now we're riding that ice.
We're gonna keep breaking ice, guys. We got one of our pumps up and running, so that's gonna make it a lot easier and help us get it melting faster. We're going to be working our way from the bottom of the stream up, and in the areas where we're finding water is escaping, we're going to work on breaking ice so then that water stays inside our system. But once we get water running, since it's 40 degrees out today and it's going to get up to about 46, once we get this water running, all this ice is going to melt off pretty fast. Then it's just a matter of making sure our basins get cleaned up really well and we set ourselves up for success so that the rest of the winter we don't have to come back out here and take care of this.
Pro tips for winter maintenance. If you don't have access to water, like if you don't leave a outside spigot on, or you know, my house at home, I run it off my basement shower so I can have hot water. If you don't have that type of access, it's not worth leaving your water feature running, unless you really enjoy carrying buckets of water out. Anyway, second pro tip, latex gloves, some big like elbow dishwashing gloves. They obviously don't do anything to keep your hands warm, but they keep your hands dry. Today we're spoiled, it's 40 degrees out. It's not too bad, but dry.
It's still pretty cold, just so you guys know. All right, continue.
That's it. Dry hands, keep your hands dry.